Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Crypto Crow, and I'll be right back explaining why I just bought 850 Kucoin shares, and you might want to take a look. We'll be right back after this brief disclaimer.
You gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. You gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. You gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. You gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. I am the Crypto Crow, and today I've got a lot of stuff I'm doing. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos today, but I want to vent a little bit, and I want to talk about Kucoin. Now, looking at the market, just to give you kind of a little idea, I mean, Bitcoin's at 8,559, and it's just been kind of jumping all over the place. Consensus is happening right now, and everything's getting kicked off. So I expect to see a lot of growth in the market. Now, prior to that growth, I was kind of looking and I was trying to figure out what are some of the best coins. So there's a whole series of top 5 coins that I'm going to be doing this afternoon. And I'm going to be scheduling them out throughout the course of the week. So hopefully you guys enjoy them. And hopefully as they're moving out, you'll be able to go back and you'll be able to say, oh yeah, he was right about this and he was right about that. So we'll see. But Kucoin is something that I actually bought today. I really wish I would have got this at ICO. But here, and this is a part of my problem. Even as an accredited fund manager, as an accredited investor, less and less ICOs are willing to sell to accredited investors in the United States. And it's becoming a really big problem. And the universal answer that I'm getting from everybody is waiting for the SEC to get their shit together. Now, I don't really know exactly what that means because I try to probe a little further with some of these ICOs. And granted, I'm able to talk to some of the higher ups in some of these groups. And it just seems like there's a whole blanket sweep effort to keep Americans out of ICOs in general. Now, I don't know if that's a lack of, I don't really know how to take that. I don't really know if I should take that as a lack of confidence by the ICOs that aren't allowing U.S. accredited investors. I mean, it used to be such that, anybody could just throw Ethereum at an address and get tokens back and everything was good. A lot of them turned out to be scams. And for those that didn't really know what they were looking for or didn't do their homework, even some that looked absolutely reputable on every cover or on every level, some of those turned out to be scams as well. So you can never be 100% certain. And I understand that that's the SEC's goal, right? To protect all of us in the United States from all these bad ICO people. However, it's really starting to piss me off that you can't even get into what I consider highly legitimate ICOs even as an accredited investor. They don't want anything to do with the U.S. Now, I get that there's a lot of extra legwork associated with Regulation D and filing for all the proper, filings and the AML, KYC is really not a big deal. Verified investor is really not that big of a deal. It's a little pricey, but it's not that big of a deal. Which really only leaves the direct compliance regulation and, or the regulation compliance. And yes, it's a pain in the ass, but when you're talking about 7 figures of investment capital and ICOs not even willing to file the paperwork associated with that, I'm still trying to figure out how to take that. I really wish I would love to sit down and do an interview with anybody from the SEC that could share light on this. If any of you are out there watching me, keeping an eye on me like a hawk, dial me up and let's set up an interview. Because, which will probably freak me out if one of you calls me. But, I'm by the book, people. I'm by the book. And I can prove it. But, in all seriousness, I would really like to shed some light on the situation because something's got to give. And I know that one of the big concerns is overregulating the space to prohibit, innovation and all that. But what about prohibiting the ability for American citizens to generate a solid income or a solid return over 2018? What about that? What about those people? Even U.S. accredited investors are now being kept out of things, and that's bullshit. So that's really starting to piss me off in a lot of ways, and I'm really just tired of being rejected by ICOs and then just blaming it all on the SEC. Are they blaming it on the SEC because the SEC is making things too difficult? Which, we know that America loves to do that. We love to throw red tape all over everything, make things virtually impossible to get through. And why we do that, I don't know. It's really unnecessary. And apparently Trump is supposed to be laying waste to a lot of this extra regulatory bullshit that everybody has to suffer through. It's, slowing the progress of innovation and business development and all of this other stuff. But yet all I'm seeing when it comes to crypto so far is crazy high taxation and the very limited ability to do much in the space when it comes to ICOs. So, I'd like to see some things change for the better already because it's starting to get out of hand. Now, because of the very nature of the difficulty in acquiring ICOs, and I know that a lot of you guys out there are always complaining about, whether it's my paid reviews or whatever the case may be, well, we can't even get these ICOs. What's the point? Why are we even going to bother watching your videos? So I thought, what's a potential resolution to some of this? Okay. And now, while this isn't an end-all be-all, and you're not going to get in on the cheap, and the rewards are not going to come in droves right now, but I did buy into Kucoin today, and I'm going to tell you why. So if you're not familiar, Kucoin is an exchange. Okay, this is the Kucoin exchange. From what I've seen, their efforts in security are very solid. There's a lot of security protocols associated with having a Kucoin account that I like a lot. And, the dog behind me is making so much noise, it's starting to drive me nuts. Max, hush! We'll see if that helps. But it's a very solid an exchange. Now, this is also an exchange that is prone to getting a lot of newly listed ICO coins. Okay, well, what happens when these coins get listed on this exchange? It starts to get traded. How do you acquire some of these coins right from Jump Street? Okay, well, you do that through Kucoin's reward system. Now, Kucoin shares, which is $3.69 right now, it was at an all-time high of, it was like $20 something. A little over $20, okay? So right now it's sitting at not even $4, $3.69. It was at an all-time high of over $20. So just at $3.69, if it gets back to its all-time high, which I expect it will, because I think I am probably going to be featuring Kucoin on my television show here coming up, because this is becoming one of my favorite exchanges. Now, that being said, how do you get it? Like, what do you got to do? So basically what you do is you can sign up for a Kucoin account. If you do not establish two-factor authentication on this, you're absolutely a fool. You need to do every security protocol that they have on here. You need to do it and write it all down in a book. Do not save any of it in your browsers or any of that stuff. That goes for just about anything on the internet anymore if you're in cryptocurrency. But once you've done that, you can get an idea as to what kind of rewards. Now, when I say rewards, what do I mean by that? And just so you guys know, they're not paying me to say this. This is something that I literally was messing with today, and I'm like, man, this could be pretty decent. So, how many Kucoin shares do you own? I plugged in 850 because that's what I plan to buy, okay? So the value of that was $3,135. So obviously the price is steep. This is definitely something that those who got in at ICO and participated early on when the price was at the lowest, I mean, come on. You were able to get this for next to nothing at one point, 50 cents. So those of you who got in there, kudos to you. But this is based off a dollar amount, as I understand it, not necessarily the number of Kucoin shares you own. It's based off of $1,000. So for every $1,000 you own, you get a percentage of all of the transaction fees that occur on the exchange. And I think it's basically 50% of all exchange fees throughout the exchange are distributed to all Kucoin shareholders. So think of it as a dividend. However, you're going to look at this and you're going to be like $3,000, and I'm only going to make 47 cents a day, and let's call it a dividend, okay? But that 47 cents, they break it down to all of the cryptocurrencies that you're basically getting, because they don't just give you 47 cents. They give you fractions of the exchange fees. And the exchange fees are paid in the cryptocurrencies being traded, right? So the potential for growth in this is exponential, really, because so if I were to break it down, so this would be 1 day worth of transaction fees that I'm earning based off of having 850 Kucoin shares, right? So you're thinking, well, 47 cents a day, that's nothing. But let's break that down a little bit. Now, I'm going to say, let's just say for a year, okay? So 0.47 cents. Now, this is actually, oh, you can see this. Okay, cool, because I wasn't too sure. I forgot I'm doing a desktop thing. All right, so 0.47. We'll multiply that by 365 because I'm going to crow my coins for a year. That's $171. Now, that doesn't sound like much, right? But this is based off of $3,135. Now, what happens when my Kucoin shares grow in value? Let's say they go back to the all-time high. Let's just call it $20. All right? Now, if this were $20, my share would increase substantially. So the return I'm getting, so let's just say, let's see, 20, let me do it. I suck at math on the spot. All right, so let's just say 3,000, and we'll multiply that by 4, that's 12,000. And we'll just double that. We'll say all-time high. 20,000. 1, 2, 3 divided by, we'll just do 3,000. So that's a 6.6 times, all right? So if I take my 0.47 per day times 6.6, that now becomes, wait, that's not right. Oh, yeah, okay. So now that's $3 a day multiplied by 365. And I'm looking at $1,132 in benefits over the course of a year once KuCoin gets back in value to its all-time high. I know that was all kind of bleh. But that's basically what it boils down to. So the idea of this is I just spent $3,135 on 850 KuCoins. When that gets back to its all-time high, well, and that's another calculation. So that $3,000, all right, let's figure this up. That 850, you can basically, it's just a crazy lot of gains, okay? So I spent 850, multiply that by $20. So that $3,000 I spent now makes me, oh, you can barely see all this, okay. Now makes me $17,000, so we'll just say $14,000 in profit once it goes back to its all-time high, plus the $1,100 in additional cryptocurrencies that it's allotting me every single day. Then you have to account for what the value of these cryptocurrencies are worth over time. So basically, that $3,000 could easily become, I don't know, let's just call it, 25 grand. a $3,000 investment easily becoming, $25,000. That sounds very, very fair. I could calculate all that up. But anyway, I'm just trying to send you the message that if you're, and the thing of it is that when new coins hit like Siren Labs, okay, co-vesting, the key, which you get a lot of the key, you're getting 0.399 a day. So every 3 days, you're going to get a new one of these. Those are probably going to end up being $1 at some point, I'm guessing, in the future. You're just Zilliqa, everything. So you're going to get a lot of everything. So overall, I consider this, in my humble opinion, a very good buy, especially right now while it's low. It's a cryptocurrency that's under $5. It's actually going to be in my top 5 under 5 video that I'm going to be doing here soon. And overall, you stand to gain quite a bit over the term of a year, 2 years, 3 years. And it's going to continue to grow exponentially over time. So, yeah, that's it. This should be a pretty short video. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on why I bought 850 Kucoin, and I'm probably going to buy more in the future, and probably over time just continue to add to this, because I think this is a gift that keeps on giving, and just make sure you keep your Kucoin exchange accounts very, very safe. So until next time, I wish you well. Thanks for joining me. I am the Crypto Crow. Crow your coins, and I'll see you real soon.